This is what's about, and we're spending 48 hours in Berlin, showing you everything the city has to offer. So we just got off the train at Warschauer Straße on the S-bahn to hopefully go and see the Berlin Wall. We picked up pretzels from the station and now we're following the street down towards the River Spree.
This is the East Side Gallery, the longest surviving section of the Berlin Wall. It's over a kilometre in length and has many famous artworks such as the Kiss. The Berlin Wall divided the communist East and the capitalist West for almost 30 years. This stands as a scar today on the city itself and a historic must-see for anyone visiting.
We've just checked into our A&O hostel, which was just a 10-minute walk from the central station, and we can't believe how easy it was to get here. The public transport was great and easy to navigate, and we booked a room that we're very pleased with. We'll definitely be going down to the lounge and bar later. But for now we're going to head out again to Alexanderplatz to see if we can go up the TV tower.
This is the Berlin TV Tower, which was completed in 1969. It offers panoramic views of the city and has a bar on the viewing level as well as a restaurant a few levels up. It's the tallest building in Germany at a height of over 1,200 feet, making it even taller than the Shard in London. We've just left the TV tower and it was absolutely breathtaking to see the city from that high up, and it was really impressive overall. Now we're going to walk towards the Berlin Cathedral to see if we can get a good view of it before the sun sets completely.
This was our first full meal in Berlin and we decided to go with something authentically German, so we ordered schnitzel along with some local beers. We really enjoyed the meal and it wasn't too expensive either.
This is the Olymiastadion in the west of Berlin. It's enriched with decades of history and will also be host to the 2024 Euros final this year. A German football team called Hertha Berlin also play here, along with the German national team. And on top of that, Union Berlin, another German football team that played their Champions League home games there this season.
Before the current stadium was built, there was another stadium that was set to host the 1916 Olympics, but they were cancelled due to the First World War. This meant that the stadium was never shown on the international stage. After the Nazi Party took control of Germany, it was demolished and a new stadium was built. This is the Olympiastadion we see today. Hitler wanted to model it after a Colosseum, hence the solid cut stone over concrete. This also explains his seat on the south side of the stadium with the best view. This was modelled after where Caesar would have sat in the Colosseum in Rome. Outside the stadium there is the original bell from the bell tower, which is one of the last publicly viewable swastikas in Germany. This is important as it's an outlawed hate symbol in the country.
This was also where Hitler famously looked on frustratedly at the American athlete Jesse Owens winning multiple gold medals. The stadium is very impressive architecturally and has undergone many renovations over the years, and now has a roof which wasn't there originally, which was only built to conform to UEFA's Category 4 stadium requirements. Our guide for this tour was very informational, and this is definitely something anyone should go and see, not just people interested in history or sport.
Just finished up, we're walking towards the Brandenburg gate, and we're going to go see the Jewish memorial, and then we're going to walk on to Checkpoint Charlie, so yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, it should be really good. We just went to the victory column, that's behind us. It was so cool. Only €3 to go up to the top of it. A lot of climbing, and not something that I'm maybe out for, but yeah, it's very cool. And the Olymiastadion, also very cool. Cheap for what it is, isn't it? Yeah. A lot of history there that you'll see about, so yeah.
This here is the world-renowned Brandenburg Gate, built in 1791. It was originally called the Peace Gate, however despite its original name, not much peace followed. It oversaw Napoleon's famous procession through Berlin, and then was also a host to a Hitler rally, as well as multiple Nazi parades. The gate was heavily damaged during World War II, with evidence of it still visible today, with many bullet holes all over it. After the division of Berlin between the West and the USSR, the Brandenburg Gate stood as a division within the city and served as a crossing between East and West Berlin.
Located just minutes away from the Brandenburg Gate is the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe. This memorial is home to almost 3,000 concrete slabs, which are from ground level to almost 5 meters high. When you're among the slabs, you can feel just how intimidating they are due to the height as well as the spacing. This is because there is little room left between each one. The meaning of the memorial is up to your personal interpretation. However, the most common theory is that the concrete slabs represent the many Jewish lives lost during the Second World War.
This unlikely site is the former location of the Führerbunker. It was a massive underground complex of rooms that housed Hitler and many of the Nazi elite in the last few months of World War II. On the 30th of April 1945, Hitler and his wife committed suicide, and their bodies were later burnt around the same site. The bunker was demolished and the land was cleared in the 80s in order to build some apartments. Today, the only way you know the past of this site is the informational sign. This site is of great significance and it's just around the corner from the Holocaust Memorial as well as the Brandenburg Gate. There's also the Berlin Mall at the end of the street.
Possibly the most famous site in all of Berlin, Checkpoint Charlie was used as a crossing between East and West Berlin during the Cold War. It was manned by NATO guards such as British and US soldiers, and the checkpoint could only be crossed by foreign tourists and the Allied armed forces. On each side of the checkpoint there are images of what the soldiers would have worn on their respective side.
After visiting Checkpoint Charlie, we got the S-bahn towards the Reichstag, which is the German parliamentary building. You can go up in the dome for free, however you need to book far in advance, so we didn't get an opportunity. In 1933 there was a fire that partly destroyed the building. The Nazi leadership used this to claim that the communists were planning a violent uprising. This was effective propaganda. The building was damaged in World War II and had a new dome built in 1994 and reopened in 1999 after reunification. After this, we got the S-bahn to find some food to wrap up the day.
We grabbed ourselves a doner, which was created by Turkish immigrants in Berlin and has become a staple food in Germany as well as in Europe as a whole. It was probably the best I've ever had and only cost us €8 each. We then caught the train a few stops down to a dessert restaurant before heading back to the hostel to spend the evening in the bar and lounge. Overall, our trip to Berlin was incredible. The public transport was so easy to navigate the entire trip and only cost us €9 a day for unlimited travel across the entire city, which allowed us to see everything we wanted to see and more. We also found that the people in Berlin were very respectful the entire time and didn't have any problems with the language barrier, which made the trip that much easier. We were also big fans of the food in Berlin, and we would definitely suggest that you try all the authentic places across Berlin if you do intend on travelling there. We would also recommend that before travelling to Berlin, you plan out the different sites that you want to see, just to maximise the time that you have there, because the city is huge compared to the other places across Europe.